Hi everyone, Coach Ewan here from Sggolfcoach. Today's lesson is going to be on three things. We're going to work on alignment, ball position, and we're going to talk a little bit about different ball flights with different clubs. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the alignment. And so when we're aligning in golf, what we always want to make sure is that we align the golf club first and the body second. So if I was to go through my routine, first thing I would do is look down the line I want to hit at. I would approach the ball and set my club first behind the ball. So I'm aiming my club first of all to my target. Once I've done that, I'm then going to set up my feet on a parallel line, okay? So I'm imagining here, if I take my golf ball here, that I've got a line from my ball to my target. I'm coming in from behind the ball. I'm going to align the club face first behind the ball. Okay, so I've got my ball to target line, and then I'm trying to set up my feet and my body parallel to that line. Okay, so it's always a case of club first, body second. Once we can get that right, you should have no problems. Now we just have to be aware of some mistakes we can make with the alignment. Okay, so normally when I see these mistakes, I see the opposite routine. Okay, so what I see is someone will make a practice swing. They'll approach or address the ball, body first, and then they put the club down second, and then just before they hit, they'll have a look at where they're going to go. So everything's the wrong way around. Where an experienced golfer will always look at the target first. They'll address the club second, and then get the body into position is the last thing, and then maybe have one more look before we begin our swing. Now it's the best way to get a line square and parallel to our target line. Now the second thing we're going to talk about is ball position. And now this is going to depend a little bit on which club we're playing. So when we're playing one of our shorter clubs, for example a 9-iron or a pitching wedge, the ball is going to be a little bit more central in the stance. Okay, and as we go to the longer clubs, as we go to a 7-iron and a 5-iron, the ball gets progressively moved forward in the stance. Okay, until we get to the driver, where we have the ball placed opposite the left heel. So the longer the club, the more forward the ball position will be. So I would suggest starting pretty much in the middle with a wedge, and then moving the ball forward as the club becomes longer, and until we get to the driver, like I said, we have the ball right up on the left. Now, if we're going to make a little bit of an error with our ball position, I would suggest we want to actually, if we're going to make a mistake, we want it to be too far forward in the stance. The last thing we want to do is have the ball too far back in the stance, because then I'm always hitting from behind me. Even if the ball is a fraction too far forward in my stance, I can still hit good shots and develop a good swing because I'm moving forward into the ball this way. So there's always this movement forward in the golf swing onto our lead side. So we always want to have that feeling that the ball's a little bit in front of us, and never that we're hitting the ball back here with the ball too far back in the stance beyond the center point. So just remember, short irons or pitching wedge in the middle, it goes progressively forward until we get up to a driver right off the left heel. So the last thing we're going to talk about is just the different clubs. So I've got in my hand here a 9, a 7 and a 5, and they're all going to give me different ball flights. Okay, so the number 9 is going to be the shortest club. The number 7 is going to be a little bit longer, an inch longer in the shaft, and the 5-iron is going to be an inch longer than the 7, right? So that's obviously going to give me, as I go to the 7 and the 5, it's going to give me a bigger circle, a bigger radius to swing on. But also there's the angle on the club is going to be different. So the number 5 is going to be more straight-faced, 7 has a little bit more loft, and number 9 will have even more. Okay, so the shorter clubs have more loft. Okay, it's going to add height to our shots, and it's going to give us a bit more spin and allow us to stop the ball on the green a bit easier. And once we get up to the longer clubs, the 6, the 5, we're going to get a little bit of a lower ball flight. Ball's going to go a little bit further due to the longer club and having less loft on the club face. But one thing I think we've got to realize is we're always trying to make the same swing. So it doesn't really matter if I have a 9-iron, a 7 or a 5. I'm still trying to do the same swing, get that club swinging in a circle around my body, and just let the loft of the club and the length of the club affect the ball flight. So what you should find with a 9-iron, the ball's going to fly a little bit higher and shorter. 7's going to go a little bit lower, or certainly start a bit lower and go further. And 5 again is going to be lower again, going further. So between each number, so if we said between 9-iron and 8-iron, if we're striking the ball correctly, we're going to get about a 10-meter difference. And again, from 8 to 7, 7 to 6, of course, we've got to be striking the ball correctly to see that difference. So it doesn't matter which club we have in the bag, we're always trying to make the same swing. Like I said, there's going to be a little difference in the ball position. With all the clubs, we're trying to set up parallel with our alignment, okay? And then we'll try and make the same swing, get the club swinging in a circle around the body, keep the center of the swing still. And that way, we're able to hit in the middle of the club. If we can do that with each club, we'll start to see the different ball flights. Hi guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to watch the rest of our upcoming videos, which cover the complete PC course.